Hello, my name is Simon and I am the developer of a small indie game called Coin Flipper. And as you can see, the game has currently made over 10,000 bucks. And you're probably wondering, how did a weird little game like this actually manage to generate some decent money? And in this video I'm going to tell you exactly that. I'm also going to tell you what I did right and what the mistakes I made. So, the game got released on October the 3rd, and as of the recording of this video, the game has been out for about 2 months. I started learning Unity about 8 months ago, but actual game development time probably took 3 months, give or take. So not a crazy long time. Before making the game, I had no real plan, no marketing strategy, no online following, nothing. I just had an idea for a game, and I made it. I was considering making it free, but I thought barely anybody was gonna play it anyway, so I thought if I sell it for a few bucks, and I could maybe make a little bit of money. But I was wrong there, because now thousands of people have played my game, and I've made thousands of dollars, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, before release, the game had about 100 wishlists, which is a very small amount, but it makes complete sense. Because again, I don't have an online following and I didn't do any promotion at all. So I expected to sell around maybe 10 to 20 copies on release, but to my surprise, it sold 47 copies and I made 111 bucks on the first day. The sales went down pretty fast, and after 1 month the game had sold 279 copies and made around 635 bucks. Of course, this is not a lot of money, but honestly, I was not complaining. I was actually planning on making a video about the sales from the first month. I even wrote a script, but on that day, exactly 1 month after release, a YouTuber of the name Real Civil Engineer made a video on the game, and holy shit, did the sales absolutely skyrocket. The game made more money in 5 hours than the entire previous month. And the sales were pretty good until, guess what, another big YouTuber of the name Dangerously Funny made a video about my game. The sales were going crazy once again, and I was making way more money than I thought my game deserved. But of course, I was not complaining. I really enjoyed having hundreds of people playing my game, and with all of these new players, I received a lot of positive and negative criticism, which is probably the one thing I really wanted out of this game. When you make your first game, it's all a learning process. So when I was hit with 4 negative reviews in 1 day, a part of me was kinda happy because every single review was fair, and now it was time for me to improve the game. I've released 1 big update and a few smaller updates since release, and the game has just gotten more and more positive reviews since then. And I'm still working on making the game even better right now. So now let's get into what I exactly did to try and have some sort of success with my game. First thing that I did was making some Reddit posts. I made a few posts on a few subreddits, and these were the ones that I have some success with. I definitely noticed some increase in wishlists and sales after I made these posts, so I would definitely recommend posting on Reddit. The next thing I did, and actually these 2 things were only marketing that I did, I sent a bunch of Steam keys out to YouTubers, to both big and small YouTubers. I knew that getting your indie game featured on a big YouTuber's video or a big Twitch streamer's stream is probably the best marketing your game can get. So I shot my shot, and it took a while before any YouTubers actually made a video about the game, but it was without a doubt worth the wait, as you can tell. Also, shout out to Fluffy Pandas World, who was the first YouTuber that made a video about my game, so shout out. So that's it about the marketing. Let's talk a little bit about the things that I felt I did right. Of course, actually spending some time on marketing was definitely super worth it, but honestly, just finishing the game was without a doubt the best thing I did. Game development is hard, especially as a first-time indie solo developer. I was considering just not finishing it and doing something else multiple times. But no, I've had a million projects where I've completely just abandoned it, so it was time for me to finally complete something. Another thing I did right was choosing a game genre that as a first-time developer you can actually finish within a reasonable time. I knew that idle games also were pretty popular on Steam, which means that my game was marketable. Of course, just because a game is marketable doesn't mean that it's going to be a success, but making a game that is super niche is probably not the best idea. So I'm proud of myself that I actually made a game, but I also made a bunch of mistakes. So let's talk about those. The first thing that comes to mind is that I probably should have spent maybe another month making the game. The game was lacking in content on release, and until the 1.1 inflation update, which then added a bunch of stuff. I also should have invested maybe a little bit more money into the game, make the game look slightly better and better art, maybe, you know, a few more coin animations would be probably nice. Also should have done more research on the boring stuff, such as optimization, making your game fit on every screen resolution, making sure the game does not crash, etc. All of this really boring stuff that I really don't like, but you gotta do it. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with how things are going with this game. Of course, the sales have gone down, but that's to be expected. Now that the game is actually out pretty much forever, anything can happen, so having a game out there is pretty damn cool. So thank you for watching. The link for the game is down in the description if you want to check it out. Bye.